recently people get overwhelmed with the day-to-day and just like what wellness is supposed to look like. Have you heard of the term, the whole quiet luxury wellness? Have you heard of that?
I have.
What do you think about that? And for people who don't know what it is, could you explain it in what you think it is?
I think the quiet luxury, you know, when you're looking at all of these different things right now, like and I mean, I think, you know, you're seeing it with like whether it's subscribing to biomarker and lab testing, you're, you know, bypassing the whole, you know, healthcare provider entirely and going straight to getting diagnostics,
right?
Or going to these cryo chambers or going to these, you know, different like wellness circuits. Like some of them, I think, you know what, if it's really helping you and you really feel good about it, I think it's great. But I think there's also becoming a lot of pressure now. Like I have to do all of these things and it's, you know, I have to drink this $20 smoothie or have this whole cocktail or listen, I think we need to stick to things that feel pure to us. And there's going to be people who are always going to take it to the next level, right? Yeah. Just straight up. Like there's going to be people who are crazier than, you know, healthcare providers that preach this stuff and they're going to make us look bad. But I think realistically, you know, quiet luxury is just, if you really think about it, it's just finally making it mainstream to be healthy. Yeah. You know, I think quiet luxury has become this, you know, we're not going to say it out loud, but you'll see it because I'm going to have that healthier dish at the restaurant.
Right.
I go to this, you know, studio for my fitness. I go here for my recovery. I drink this for my, you know, pre, post, and all the different probiotics, you know, like, which is great. But I think, you know, you're just seeing it expand across so many different places. And some of it is hype, some of it is trend. But I think some of it, you know, the intentions are all really there, but I think some people just get too confused by all of it.
It is a lot to balance though, because it's like, it's hard to balance like the quiet luxury wellness and then people who don't have it as like, it's not as affordable for so many people.
And to your point, like quiet luxury too, like, you know, there are actual longevity and like wellness retreats that have become so expensive, you know, like private islands and, you know, just all these crazy things. And I mean, they're great, but listen, I think there's also a really high proportion of people that are now in their 50s, 60s that just have a lot of disposable income. And guess what? They want to live as long as possible.
Yeah.
And they want to be as healthy as possible. And that is translating now to our populations in the 20s and 30s where, you know, they're not waiting until they get older.
Right.
They want to preserve their youth now so that, you know, they can have as youthfulness of a life as possible into the decades to come. And so, there's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of confusion around, do I need it?
Yeah.
But if you have the means for it and it's not causing harm and, you know, it brings you joy and happiness, I think it's, you know.
Well, I'm just thinking about just living in expensive cities, just the expense of existing in big cities. So when you think about it on the flip side, let's talk a little bit about budgeting your wellness. You can
democratize wellness, guys. Like wellness does not need to be for the elite. It doesn't need to be for the you know, the high 10% of our population. I think wellness, we overcomplicate it as well, right? Like again, if these tools exist and people want to go and, you know, access these amazing, you know, and let's be honest, why is it expensive, right? A lot of these things are expensive because there's not enough of it. And as we know, when, you know, there's supply and demand, right? Like when the monopoly kind of ends, things get cheaper naturally, especially the things that are here to stay. Like you're already seeing it with biomarker testing. Biomarker testing initially was like so expensive. And then companies started pouring in, you know, and now you're starting to see like crazy sales. Like you can get sales now, like deals on your blood work.
Wow.
Where have you heard of a time where we're getting, you know, discounts on lab work?
It's like commercialized in a way.
Well, it's now a consumer product.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's now become a consumer-led initiative for us to actually be able to go out and get our wellness. So there is a way to democratize it. So I think, you know, when you want to make wellness should be for everyone. And wellness should mean things for everybody, right? And I think when you think about, again, can you make protein accessible? Yes, you can, right? Like, can you make sleep accessible?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you weight lift and do movement accessibly? 100%. So, you know, there are lots of things that you can do to contribute to your own, you know, to your own wellness and be on a track that's going to lead you to the same, probably honestly, in the end, the same outcomes. Meditation, mindfulness, you know, distracting yourself from digital devices, like things that you know are toxic to you, you know, and being aware of that and trying to offset that. A lot of these things, to be honest, they don't cost a whole lot of money.
No.
No, that's true.
And use your benefits. Like people have benefits afforded to them. Like so many people, they shock me.
Yeah.
They will spend so much money on their gym membership. And then they'll be like, they come in, the amount of people that I saw coming in, to the office in November and December because they had benefits, but they're very healthy, luxury wellness type consumers. And I'm like, why don't you integrate this into your plan? Like this is a longevity sort of concept, in itself. Like, you're working on your body to feel better instead of waiting till there's pain. Like we're normalizing even that in the rehab space, in the wellness space. So, and employers actually pay you to access this.
That's a really good point, because we oftentimes tap into our insurance for dental work, and if we've got to go and see a doctor,
or drugs. Yes,
massages.
But there's all sorts of like chiropractic,
totally.
or like
There's
so many different
osteopaths, chiropractors, naturopaths, massage, and even people, people think they have to, they want to go to a spa for their massage, but then they go twice and then they can't go again. Getting into a clinical massage is just as restorative and relaxing as going to a spa. Yes, I mean everyone loves to go to a spa, but can you actually do that on your lunch break? Probably not, right? Again, thinking about sustainable ways to use your benefits too, right? Like, so we can do this on a budget.
Yes.
And we can do it really well. And arguably we might even be better at it.
Well, it's actually good because I treated myself to a massage and some other stuff at Hammam Spa. And you could actually use your benefits for some of the services that they have there. And then there's all these other places in the area, Trove, other Ship Mobility House as well. That Integra, yeah, absolutely. And that's where you can literally bring your insurance benefits and apply them. And so, it makes sense to take advantage of it.
I think everyone just needs to look at what is your resource pool, what can you do within your budget, and prioritize a small chunk towards it for sure. But don't let it overtake, and don't feel the pressure that you have to do these things or you won't live till you're healthily till you're like 80 or 90. I think that's a little extreme. I think we just need to think about these things, because I mean on that same token, like everyone's very focused on cosmetics and and how their appearance is, but remember, how's your skin? Your skin is the healthiest when your gut is healthy, when your body is healthy, right? And so,
that's true.
That's another way to stay feeling youthful and looking young instead of, only thinking about the $200 skin cream.
Yeah, I want to talk about that. There's like $500 facials, and I want to know, are they effective? Like,
well, look, even at Integra, we have services that for skin and aesthetics and cosmetics, we have services that range as low as, I don't know, $150 all the way to like a few thousand. There's a range for a lot of different things. But again, it's no different than the quiet luxury wellness, right? Like there's a huge interest in peak now for everyone to want to test and try out all these things for their appearance and their skin and their youthfulness. I wasn't a big I didn't think about these things 5 years ago, but I started to see signs of aging too. And now I'm just like, I'll try. If I can afford it, I'll try it.
Yeah. And if it's in your benefits, like it doesn't actually hurt at all. Like those little modalities that we were talking about too.
Yeah. Listen, if it adds a little bit of joy, I'm all for it.
Yeah.